So today we're going to take a look at this little bit of medical quackery, AromaO2. We're going to take it apart, see if it does anything. It comes with a little coin slot. You put the coin in, and apparently nothing happens. Let's see if we can do the switch. Nope. Let's try it again. It doesn't like the quarter. Let's see if we can turn it on manually. There you go. And gives you 5 minutes per coin, and it starts making noises. My disc is a bit too small, so I'm going to try and attack it in pieces. First, I'm going to try to separate the coin box from the machine, and then I will take a look at them apart. The coin acceptor looks pretty simple. It did not want to accept quarters though, so I think it's for some specialized tokens. And then this looks like, well, it's just a pretty sturdy box. It does not look like I can easily remove it. It seems to be riveted in. All it is there, when the coin falls in, there is a micro switch that shorts these two wires together, allowing the machine to operate. So I don't think the rest of this, oh, actually the door comes off. So yeah, the door is removable. Oh, you know what? It's got some wing nuts in there, so it looks like I may be able to remove the coin mechanism. Okay, turns out it was attached with wing nuts, which looked like rivets, but I guess that's a good way of assembling it. I'm gonna remove the rest of them real quick. Alright, out comes the coin mechanism. So the quarter seems to pop right out, so it's looking for some other coin, probably specialized for this, and all it is here is a micro switch. I guess there's nothing really special about this. So let's move on to the magic piece itself. this is the cover. This actually also comes off, and apparently this has the capability of having a filter right here, which it doesn't really do anything if you put it in there, because there's a bunch of open spots throughout the machine that would basically negate. Also, a funny thing, there's this little thing called Anion Generator out there, and it's just outputting something to right here rather than one of the hoses. And it looks like one of the hose spots is disconnected internally. Now, before we dig into it and take it apart, let's see if it actually works, if it does anything. The manufacturer's website says that it is supposed to output 30% oxygen, which would be a mild, concentration. That is, what's our regular oxygen is what, about 20%. So let's see.
Welcome to use intelligent voice gas detector. Starting. Please wait.
So let's take the 4-gas analyzer and let's test it. Focus. Oh, it's not going to focus on that, is it? Until I move this. Okay. So it's going to take a second with this length of a hose, but oh, that's its screen. So oxygen is 20.2. So let's see if this will do anything. I'm gonna get the coin acceptor wire ready. Let's plug this in, and it's gonna start making some noise in a second. Okay. So there you go. Let's see what kind of oxygen we get coming out of this. Maybe I need to trim this hose a little bit. It's probably pumping too slow through this entire length. So I think I'm gonna do this. Is it pumping? It's pumping. Okay, let's see what we get. It looks like we are getting a whole lot of nothing. Okay, let's check what I'm assuming in the back is a reject line. Let's see if this has a depleted output. Nope. far this thing is not producing anything. Well, let's have it below on the, I don't remember which one's the oxygen sensor. I think it's this one. Yeah, this is the oxygen sensor right here, and it doesn't look like this machine is doing anything. Okay, so it appears this machine is making noise and potentially was blowing some bubbles at some point in its past. So let's take it apart, see what's inside. By the way, according to the manufacturer's website, it is supposed to produce 30% oxygen air on the output. So far, it does not look like it's producing anything, but there could be something, although it is pumping out of this, so I don't think there's something disconnected on the inside, but I guess we're going to find out. Okay, so this may have some more screws. All right, so it looks like the output of this is going into this bubbler right here. So this is going to be our main output that we should be testing. And then this has a little can where they would put flavored water to give you different smelling air. Yeah, smells bad. Let's detach the anion generator. We'll test that piece separately. So I don't know what is the purpose of this. It's not generating ions into the stream of air. It's just generating them on the side of the case. So I don't get the point of this. Let's remove this little holder. Well, and of course the bubbler has to have some blue LEDs. I'm assuming they're blue. And actually this could be useful for something else. And let's see how we can take apart this thing here. Well, I guess since I'm not planning to reassemble it, I'm just gonna break this off. Here's the user interface. So the 4 buttons, which one just fell and I kind of lost it. So Ion, Timer, Auto Menu, and Power, none of them worked except for the Ion button, which I think that's because the modification for the coin, for like the coin operated version. So all this did was it would give you about 5 minutes per coin. So the rest of the buttons didn't do anything. I tried pressing them, it would not do anything. I'll see if I can make them respond. I just gotta remember what order they were in so I can mess with it later. Okay, so I'm assuming this port right here is the reject of air that's depleted of oxygen, because this is probably a membrane. So let's see. Or it could be the input. Maybe they were cheating when the membrane didn't work. Oh, this thing appears that it just popped out. I wonder, it was pumping, so I wonder what the heck was going on. So I guess I'll test this and see if I can make it work. It's got to produce some slightly enriched oxygen. Now this was just floating around inside the case. This was the output. So let's move this a little bit. Actually, let's see if this will unbolt. That way I can get rid of the plastic piece and make this more compact. Alright, so all the magic is happening in here. This thing here. Oh, this plastic is super, super brittle. So we don't need this LED. So let's unplug that. I'm going to put that away. This is the coin switch. Transformer has lost its footing. Let's unbolt the main board. Good thing there isn't any large capacitors on this. Otherwise it would be a zap risk. Goodness, this plastic is so brittle. I'm gonna cut these off, and I'm gonna be using a slightly safer cable to power it up after this. Let's unbolt the brain. So it appears that the integration of the coin operation is actually pretty deep. I thought it was going to be bodged onto a switch or something, but no, it appears that it's... Okay, and so the compressor looks like it runs off 120 volts. So this concerns me a bit. I want to give it a fair test to see if it's actually enriching air or not. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to see what this hose fell off of. And then we'll do a little bit more testing. Okay, so this did fall out of one of the sides of the compressor, so it looks like it's a dual compressor. So it could be that it is producing air that's enriched with oxygen, but because of this, it wasn't making it out. So let's fix this real quick, and let's see if we can get some noticeable oxygen output of this thing. Okay. Let's bolt this back down. Okay. And let's get this plugged in. All right. Let's make sure nothing is going to short out on us. It's probably a good idea to put this on top of something, because this board could be conductive in places because it has all kinds of garbage on it. So we'll use a screen protector package. All right, so now that this is good and isolated, this is nice and out of the way. Let's see. Let's give it another go. No, nothing exploded. Let's try pressing that power button again. Oh, it did something. Oh, actually, no, that was a coincidence that it was done booting. So yeah, the power button doesn't do anything. The timer button shows 6613, so I don't know what that means. And the ion button doesn't do anything. This beeper is awfully loud. So let's turn this on. We got 5 minutes. Oh, there you go. That sounds different now. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. See, the timer now doesn't do anything. Oh, it switches between manual and auto. The power doesn't do anything. and then the ion turns on that little contraption, which I'm going to keep it off. So let's get our gas detector, and let's see if we get some oxygen.
Intelligent voice gas detector starting. Please wait.
Alright, so we have 20.3 ambient oxygen, and let's attach this little tube onto it, because it's going to fit. It's not going to fit. Anyway. Let's cut off the used end and attach this little tube onto it. And let's fit it in here. And let's see what we've got. Oh!
Attention please. Oxygen gas concentration exceeded.
Alright.
Welcome to use intelligent voice gas detector.
So it looks like it does produce 30% oxygen.
Welcome to use intelligent voice gas detector starting. Please wait.
So now I'm going to test and see if that is the reject pipe and see if that's depleted of oxygen. Well, I guess we could figure out what the efficiency is based on how much oxygen is gone from the reject pipe. So let's see what we got. Come on, boot up. Still showing 26%, but now...
Attention please. Oxygen gas low concentration. Welcome to use intelligent voice gas detector.
So yeah, this thing is definitely working. Now, is it doing anything for your health? I don't know. But it does seem to produce 30% oxygen on its output. And I guess this is that's the input right here. So I guess the ion, since this was inside the case, I guess the ion thing does allow, or it does produce ions that doesn't get sucked into this, but I don't know if it does anything different. Alright, let's unplug this, and let's take a closer look at what's in here. So let's try and disassemble it in the way that everything is still going to be visible, the way it works and everything. So let's remove the membrane. And let's unbolt this thing right here. So let's trace everything that's going on. Now the air comes in here, this thing unbolts, so let's check what's inside here. So this is just a little filter. So the air comes in through this filter and goes into this box, and it goes into the first stage of this compressor. Then that comes out, goes into this membrane, which then takes it back to this stage of the compressor and out through this filter, which is, as far as I can tell, identical to the other one. This goes out to your nose, and then the reject line has a little valve right here that can be adjusted, and that goes through this box for some reason and out. So this is just a dump of used air. So this looks like a very nice compressor. Also there's two little fans, little blowers. I guess that's to cool the compressor. So one on this side sucking air into this box, and then one on that side that then shoots the air out. And it looks like this one has lost its bolt, which I think that was one of the large bolts that was loose inside the case. Let me try and fix that real quick, because I plan to keep this unit as is. I think that was holding the fan. So let's see if I could reassemble it real quick. The bolt is here, but apparently it still needs a nut. So let's see if that's still in the box. I'm going to try and tighten the other one. Let's see if it's, yeah, something is making noises in there. Oh, we've got another bolt. I wonder what that used to attach to. Oops, oh, it looks like it's this one that decided to jump back out. So let's fix this real quick. And let's put it back together. Well, this unit back together, not the whole thing, because I don't plan to use their control board. In fact, what I think I'm going to end up doing is since the compressor is 120 volt, I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to grab a little, I think 5 volt or whatever. I don't see the voltage of those fans. I'm going to grab a little power supply and put it in here to power the fans, or maybe do a little capacitive dropper or something. So let's reassemble this. Yeah. just gonna sit inside there, okay? And let's put in a couple of these screws back into their spots. I think this was attached with a slightly longer bolt, but I'm not seeing it, so hopefully this will hold. Okay. So let's test and make sure this is still working properly, which there's no reason why it shouldn't be, but let's check it just in case. Oh, where was this attached? I don't know. Are these two in parallel? Yes, they are. So I guess we'll also measure. How do we make this not coin operated? I wonder how they handled it. Let's see if I start with this shorted. Is that going to enable the power button? All right. Let's see what we got. So, oh no, it just turns on right away. Still does not react to the power button. I wonder how they switched between modes. And still doesn't react to the menu button. Oh, it doesn't react to any button. Interesting. Now it reacts with this open. Let's see if there's anything on this circuit board that would suggest. So there's an odd 3-pin connector here. It appears to have ground. It appears to have 2 other connectors going to the chip. I wonder what that does. It says CN11. Okay. Yeah, I don't really see. Oh, there's a resistor that's been clipped out. So that's going to the chip, and it's going. So it looks like this thing is going here. Let's see. It's a thicker trace, so I'm assuming this is probably ground. Yeah, so one of these is ground, and then the other one is going here. which is a capacitor, and here, which is a resistor that's going here, that then goes straight to the chip. Okay. Now the resistor that's been clipped out, the R20, is that right next to? Okay, so R20 has been clipped out, and this is going to the chip. Okay, so it looks like this is a voltage divider for an input on this chip. So I wonder how big that resistor was. Should I just throw a random resistor on there and see what it does? We have red, red, orange. Do I have a red, red, orange? Well, I couldn't find the 22K, but I found a 2.2K. So let's see if that does anything, or if the magic smoke's gonna come out. Okay. Oops. Come on. There you go. Well, let's see what that does. Hey, the power button just worked. And the timer button works. And the manual button just works. I think I got it figured out. Should I just use this interface and just build a better box for it? I think that's what I might end up doing. I don't know. Nah, I think I could just build a timer for it, but it looks like all the functions are working. Yeah. This little fan's working too. This little fan's working. Yay. That seemed to have done it. Now I just got to do a slightly prettier job installing that resistor. And I think this system may end up controlling it once again. Okay, where was it? Where was it? It is right here. Come on, melt. Yeah, I've been doing percussive desoldering on these little things since I was a kid. Works very well, doesn't require any external tools or anything, even though I have a proper desoldering iron with a pump and everything. With a little circuit board like this that's not shock sensitive, percussive desoldering works. Come on, come out. When the leads are bent like that, it doesn't want to come out. So let's see. Let's make sure this doesn't have too much solder on it. It's not good to grab the soldering iron with your bare hands. You can end up with a burn. Oh, there's another resistor that's been clipped. I wonder what that does. I don't know if I'm going to test that or not. Everything seems to be working. All right. Let's grab a little bit of solder. Let's get this on here. Come on. There you go. And let's remove the excess length of these leads. And there you go. I'm gonna actually reflow them once more. There you go. Let's remove the mess. And let's clean off the remaining flux with a little alcohol pad. All right, so let's see. Should I try to option that other resistor? See if it makes any difference. So unfortunately, I did not find another 2.2K resistor. All of the resistors I'm coming across in my stash are like 22 to 150 ohms because I mostly work with LEDs and stuff. I will probably not be using this control system to power this up. I think I'm just going to have a simple power supply. Also, this is a kickstart motor, so if you turn it off and then turn it right back on, it does not start. And it seems that the board is making funny noises when that doesn't happen. It's a bit noisy outside right now, so I don't know if you're going to hear that if I try to do it on video. So here I start it. It started up. I turn it off and I turn it back on again. And it sounds like something's about to burn up on the board when I do that. So I'll need to make sure that this times out first and not turn itself on. So I'll need to take care of that in a little circuit. So I'll need a power supply for the fans and a timer circuit that would take a second to time out before restarting the compressor. But yeah, this seems to be a fully functional unit that produces the amount of oxygen that was advertised. Now again, as far as the health benefits of breathing that for 5 minutes, I don't know if there is any. I know that like if you're able to breathe that, like if you have trouble breathing, that would probably help. 30% oxygen, it's almost 50% more than we normally breathe, right? Since we breathe 20%, you know, 30% would be a bit more to work with. So yeah, it does seem like a little useful little unit, and I will build it a nicer case that is more compact than the original one. And yeah, I'll probably do a better filter on the input than what's in here right now, and possibly do like some kind of a filter on the output, because it does have that, you know, smell of the hose, you know, kind of a technical smell to it. I'll probably get some new CPVC hoses for this and make it all nice and updated. All right. If you guys find this interesting, like and share the video. I have a lot of interesting things that I can take apart. I have a lot of fun projects and fun repairs, and if I see enough interest, I'll start posting a lot of that to YouTube. Thanks.